Hey everyone, this is Athens-Clarke County Mayor Kelly Girtz. It is Friday, September 18th, 2020. And I don't know if this is true for you, but for me, there's been a curious nostalgia that's kind of set in this year, probably as I'm yearning for some other times and some other places. I was thinking about my elementary school years where I would walk to school every day, really up until 8th grade at St. Pius Catholic School in Norfolk. And until about 4th grade, I lived about a mile from school. So coming home in the afternoon, I'd walk home with my friends John and Paul. John's house was right on my route home, so he would just go up to his front door, just about the same place there. Paul, who I still talk to all the time, who still lives up there, would peel off to his house, and I'd walk the last several blocks back to my place and get done any homework I needed to get done, and then hang out in my backyard on the swing, or go walk on the creek that separated my backyard from the neighborhood behind us, and just while away the days. And I sometimes wonder about my own son, who's in elementary school, and how he's going to remember this year. And I wonder if the journey from his bed to the dining room table here as a second grader is something that he'll remember, like I remembered that journey from 2-Lane Road to St. Pius. As a parent, I sure wonder, am I doing everything I possibly can for him as I scramble to go to the meetings I have to go to online and in some cases in person here at City Hall, and my wife's in the middle of the same scramble. But more than anything, I just want to pass along that I know that a lot of families here in Athens-Clarke County have much more challenging circumstances than that we have. And want to let you know that I understand that you're doing the best you possibly can be doing. And I think it's important that you look yourself in the mirror and you recognize that you're doing everything you possibly can. And while everybody has been wound pretty tight this year, given the circumstances we're living under, continuing to give each other a lot of grace and generosity is really important. And it's also really important that the local government supports you and supports your family. So I want to mention a couple of things today that we're standing up to provide some support. One is that using some federal CARES Act dollars through the end of calendar year 2020, Athens Transit rides are going to continue to be fare free. And that means we don't have to have high contact surfaces like where you have to pay or enter your bus ticket. And it means that you can spend a few dollars on something else if you ride Athens Transit. Another critical support is something we've stood up through our leisure services department. And that's providing a lot of places where young people can go and study or spend time doing their schoolwork if they don't have strong signals at home. So there are more than a dozen places around Athens-Clarke County where if you're 13 or over, you can go on your own during the day or in the afternoon. Or if you're 12 and under, you can go with the accompaniment of an adult. And you can be there during school hours if you need a strong connection, or you can be there later if you need to get some homework or some studying done. So if you go to our website at ACCGov.com/coronavirus, you can see the description of all those places where you can sit down inside and get some studying done. And finally, I want to let you know that on next week's Community Conversation, which is going to be Wednesday at 6 p.m., I'm going to be speaking with a licensed clinical social worker, Abby Holbrook, who grew up here in Athens. And she's going to talk about the things that all of us can be thinking about as we try and keep our minds and our hearts together in this time, because I think we all can use as much good advice as possible. So I'm thinking about every one of you every day. Please contact me if there's anything I can do. Please hang on to yourself, hang on to your loved ones, and we're going to make this through together. God bless.